Now I'm going to go over how to increase the quality of static lighting. So we're still talking about static lighting here, and as you've seen, static lighting is pre-computed, so it can't change at runtime or when the player's playing the game. So right now my scene's being lit by a directional light, which I'm using pretty much as a sunlight. You can see the shadows it's casting from this railing and from the couch on the floor don't look too good. They're not very accurate, which obviously is not good and is not the desirable result that we want. So I'm going to look at how to fix this and how to alleviate these shadow problems. So to do that, we have to change the shadow resolution. Right now everything's being baked out to lightmaps, and that's what's happening with the shadows. So I'm going to click on the floor, which is a BSP object, and if I go down to its properties, you'll see this lightmap resolution property. It'll probably be set to something like 32 by default when you create BSP. Now the way this works is you lower the number of the lightmap resolution and your shadows will improve. I know that sounds a little bit weird and I didn't make a mistake. That's actually how it works. You actually have to lower the number in order to get better lightmap resolution out of BSP. So you can see when I lower it to 4 and I render this out again or build lighting again, you'll see that now my shadows are a lot better. Instead of a little blotch on the floor, now we get something that looks more familiar and starts to follow the shadow shapes that we're probably expecting, especially over here on the couch. Now what you could do is you could keep lowering the lightmap resolution to get better and better results. However, as you do that, when you build lighting, it's going to start to take longer and longer. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Now for static meshes, it works a little bit differently. Static meshes are not BSP, so they do work different. I'm going to go ahead and open up this couch's static mesh editor. Shortcut for that is Control E on the keyboard with the object selected. If I go over here to the details panel, you're going to see under static mesh settings, you're going to see lightmap resolution parameter. Right now this one's set to 256, which is actually pretty high. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower that. Now the way that static meshes work is it's the opposite of BSP. The higher the number, the better the quality. With BSP, the lower the number, the better the quality. I know it's kind of weird at first and probably doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way it works. So we can see when I lower the lightmap resolution on this static mesh that the shadows, the quality of the shadows, goes down pretty bad. So what I can do is I can select the static mesh in my viewport, go to the details panel, and under lighting I can check the override lightmap resolution and I can put in whatever number I want, and this is going to override the setting that's in the static mesh editor. So I could put this to 256 or something higher or something lower depending on what I'm trying to do. And this is a great way of selectively changing the lightmap resolution on individual objects in your scene. So something that's really far away that the player's never going to get to or get close to, it's probably a good idea to lower the lightmap resolution on that just so that you can render out faster and you don't waste lightmap space on those static meshes. Objects that are going to be close to the player that you want to go ahead and increase. Now if I go up here to my build lighting settings, you're going to see that we have 4 quality levels. We have preview, medium, high, and production. Preview is going to give you the fastest render times, but it's going to give you preview quality, so it's not going to be that great. Then of course you have medium, you have high, and then finally production. I would not use production until you're ready to bake out the final light maps for your game and you're ready to cook off a build of your game and send it out to your eager and awaiting audience who wants to play your game. So there you go.